656-2255. 656-2255. Today is Friday. It's March the 18th. Temperatures today, it will be a beautiful day outside according to the weatherman. Highs reaching the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. We'll see if we go over that. It should be a nice day today. Of course, they say Saturday. A little bit cooler, but still a relatively nice day. But everybody's been looking forward to Friday, especially the beautiful temperatures. I think Sunday is the beginning of spring. So we've got all the lines ringing this morning.
We're the only
and sometime during the course of this program, I have spaghetti dinner tickets to give away. All right. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Deborah.
Good morning. I'm doing okay.
Hey, I was looking at the paper this morning, and I see where on the front page they got the body identified.
I saw that. I haven't opened the paper yet, but I did see that as the headline.
Yeah, well, I think they knew that. They announced that last week. I'm quite sure they was pretty comfortable. But, you know, the funny part is, in that article, it talks about that young boy that was found initially, the one that found near the cemetery.
Yes.
And then they talked about this young man being found, and that the fact that somebody, not in this article particular, but they say somebody called in and reported that they could find that body down there, supposed to be a female. And then they turn around the other day and they talk about giving out reward to identify if there were anybody else, or possibly that one particular person they had encountered may have been the one that, you know, the last one standing, put it that way. And I told Bob last night, it's kind of crazy that you got to live in a society today that stuff happened to the Short family, stuff happened to these people, this young man.
And you got to offer money for somebody to come forward and do the right thing.
Yeah, but I tell you what, my mama told me, them people that did that type of stuff, the boogeyman, they need to be off the street. You tell on them for free. That's a freebie.
Right. That's right. I understand.
You know what I mean? That's the difference I try to tell some people on this show. We may not always agree with the way we go about it, but the end result is that I want the same things that most average people want. I want a safe environment. I want productive. And at times when I make mistakes, you know, be punished and deal with it, but be punished fairly.
But you know, the reality, and we see it not just with this, but with other things, and we talk about this all the time, and it's even with companies, profit and loss, and how much profit is enough, and do companies actually look after their employees anymore, or is it just the dollar signs in their eyes? Where does it come? When we talk about these, let's say the businesses that we can remember that have made names for themselves, but they've done it with respect to their employees and support of their employees, those are the people that you remember because they were raised with integrity and that's how they ran their business. And you know, their employees, how many times have you heard some people call in here and some of the plants that are now gone talking about the CEOs coming through the plant and talking with the people, shaking their hand, wanting to find out about their family, you know, how are they doing, patting them on the back and saying you're doing a good job.
Don't see it.
No. What happens anymore? Because today, companies, it's a push for that extra dollar, and they forget who has made that money for them, and that's the employee, the dedicated employee.
The free enterprise, free market, was to try to push a product and return a profit at a cheap price, you know what I mean?
Well, companies have to be in business to make a profit. I mean, if you don't make a profit, you got to close the doors.
Yeah, but when you start making laws that says that you got to pay people a fair wage, no matter what color, then you start getting into mindset and who helps your company versus who you know. So that cuts a lot of the bull out. And then you got unions saying we want more. Look at the school teachers this morning on the front page. They talk about they need a raise to offset the cost of their insurance. You got the council, some of the council members proposing that they do away with the furlough days because people who make the big money can't afford to lose a little money they lose it. You got congressmen gave themselves a raise this year, and we fighting over people didn't get no raise that get fixed income. But I'm the bad person, or the people who bring these things up are bad people. But I tell you what, Deborah, next Friday I'm gonna find out who owns me. I always say somebody owns me. Next Friday I'm gonna find out.
You better hope God owns you.
No, somebody over here in the county owns me. You look up the word respondent, RESPONT. That means that somebody's been found to be incapacitated mentally, can't take care of their bills, and therefore they've been put in a guardian. That guardian, that means somebody that oversees your finances or health things. So I'm gonna go over there next Friday and ask who's my conservative of my state.
Conservator, okay.
Be crazy. So you show up for it. I'm gonna show you who crazy over there in the county. All right.
Thanks for the call.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Get calls from people and they say, did you hear about this or did you hear about that? We've done that before. Sometimes we have people that may call and it's not quite what it may be, what they say and what it may actually end up being. But in this particular case, there was an accident there, but we just haven't heard anything about it. So hopefully the person is okay, both or whoever's involved in it, hopefully they're okay. But we'll try to give you information as soon as we have it. Hi, caller. Welcome to Star Talk.
Mark, how you doing?
Hey, my good friend Mike Elder. How you doing?
All right, listen, I was looking at the news and you talked about the judge down in Forsyth County and they dealing with her in the canyons of conduct, I guess, right now.
Oh, you're talking about, hang on just a minute, Mike. We got her picture too, and I'll tell you about this. That is Judge, let me tell you what her name is, and Judge Denise Hartsfilled. That's her name, Judge Denise Hartsfilled of Forsyth County. She's a district court judge in Forsyth County. There she is.
Hey, Mark, how much did they say the total amount was?
20, or you're talking about the different cases?
Yeah, how much did she give people a lookout? They call it hooks up. They hook you up when you go in there to give you a break on somebody else's money.
22 cases, according to the State Bureau of Investigation, 22 cases where traffic tickets were adjusted for friends, acquaintances, and church members, according to the North Carolina Judicial Standards Commission. Forsyth District Judge Denise Hartsfilled had a continuing pattern of conduct in which she entered favorable judgments for certain defendants. They say that she did this for people that she knew, people that she went to church with. One man says that he didn't even know her personally. However, his mother lived near her, and then it was wiped out basically.
Hey, Mark, if Ms. Hartsfield know that and everybody else know that happens all the time, we talking about that up here. Next Friday when I go to court, I hope they expose the same thing up here. But if they hook their friends up, what do you think they do to people they hate? To give them something extra.
Well, it doesn't. It certainly doesn't sound good when you've got a judge who's doing favors for some people. Now, again, she hasn't been charged with anything criminally. These are only allegations that's been made by this committee. So I got to say that, and just to be fair.
But judge has immunity as long as she works inside that law. She can explain it as a typographical error or error that can be explained in a normal process of overlooking.
Right.
But once it shows a pattern of misconduct, that's criminal.
Now, hang on a minute, Mike. You said that next you're hoping to expose the same thing there in Henry County.
I did it on YouTube. I sent the FBI. I called the judge, the crook. They ain't arrest me. I go tell city council same thing. That I got the paperwork, their own paperwork where they enforced it, and they can't explain it, so they don't let me go to court. So I had to go in there and tell the judge he's a crook, just get it in court. So I'm gonna take him to the federal level. Because I don't trust nobody up there in Henry County. They back at it again.
When the judge says, when you said that to the judge, when you called the judge a crook, what did the judge say to you?
He probably told my conservator, they done labeled me as being crazy up here and labeled me as a respondent, which means that you are incapacitated mentally or physically and can't handle your own legal matters.
Right.
They didn't want to tell me that because I didn't know it. I ain't crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over there and see who really is crazy because they got to explain their paperwork.
Are you afraid though, Mike, and I got to ask you, are you afraid that if you do something like that a judge may push a contempt charge on you and maybe lock you
up?
up?
If I do it respectfully, I ain't lying. I ain't got to worry about it because there's a whole lot of other people want to tell that story too. So they're going to have to find everybody to put some charges on him, ethically or criminally. I don't care.
All right.
They're going to have to do something.
Well, we'll see what happens, but Judge, there's been no criminal charges filed against Denise Hartsfilled.
Let me know my name, Mike Elder. If they don't get her a plea bargain, tell her to talk to me. I can help her.
All right, Mike. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. So, again, this is Judge Denise Hartsfilled, and they're saying that she fixed tickets for her friends, acquaintances, and fellow church members. I don't know. This is what the North Carolina Judicial Standards Commission is saying about her. And now the North Carolina Supreme Court is going to have to decide what to do with her. They could give her what's called a censure. Basically, I guess maybe a warning and something that would go in a file and say, don't do that anymore. Or they could even remove her from office. I'm assuming that her record will stand, and we'll find out what will happen to her, that her record will stand and or be presented, and how many years she's been on the bench, her other cases. So far, 22 cases surfaced. I don't know how many more there could possibly be. Hi, caller. Welcome to Star Talk.
Hi, Mark.
Well, hello, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
Look,
Morris. He's got me with the rebound. He's had some nice minutes.